Justice Department seeking to indict former FBI Director Jim Comey over perjury, saying that he lied to Congress during his 2020 hearing about the handling of Russia collusion investigation and who leaked information to the press. Watch this.
Mr. McCabe, who works for you, has publicly and repeatedly stated that he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal and that you were directly aware of it and that you directly authorized it.
I can only speak to my testimony. I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave in May of 2017.
So your testimony is you've never authorized anyone to leak.
I'm not going to characterize Andy's testimony, but mine is the same today.
Jim Comey walking a balance there and not saying too much. Devin Nunes joined me back in 2018 on Sunday Morning Futures talking about the movement of this information and whether or not it was Jim Comey who told Andrew McCabe to leak to the Wall Street Journal that Trump had colluded with Russia. Watch this.
Mr. McCabe has been recommended that he face criminal charges. Now, his lawyer, and he has a right to his lawyer has said, no, this is not true what the IG, Mr. Comey, is lying, essentially, is what Mr. McCabe is saying, that Comey did give him the right to go talk to the press. So, this all has to be fleshed out. Clearly, the IG doesn't believe, the IG believed Mr. Comey, that Comey did not give Mr. McCabe the ability to go talk to the press. Now, as it relates to Mr. Comey, you've got the added problem now that the memos that he wrote, the 7 memos that he decided to write on President Trump, never wrote memos on any of the other meetings he had with the other president or the AG or anyone else prior to this, but he kept 7 memos. 4 of those were classified. He decided to launder them to a friend who then leaked them to the New York Times. If those memos contain classified information, he purposely did that. He purposely leaked them in order to get a special counsel started after he was fired. He leaked pieces of these, so we need to figure out exactly what is it that he leaked. Who did he give these memos to? And was it just the friend that leaked them to the New York Times, or were there others? I believe there were others. I think that these Comey memos were actually given to several people. It contained classified information. The irony is the very thing that Mr. Comey cleared Mrs. Clinton of.
A Virginia grand jury is expected to release a decision on this in the coming days. The 5-year deadline to bring charges against Comey is now approaching on Tuesday. So the DOJ is up against a statute of limitations. Joining me now is lawyer and founder of Article 3 Project and president Mike Davis. Mike, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. So the crux of it and what they can come up with against Jim Comey today, 5 years later, is that he lied under oath about directing Andy McCabe to share with the press that Trump colluded with Russia. Do you think they'll be successful here?
I do think that they should seek an indictment in the Eastern District of Virginia because this is a very serious matter. What the allegation here is that the Obama White House and his Justice Department and his intel agencies, including the FBI, made up the Russian collusion hoax to help Hillary Clinton's campaign and to hurt President Trump's campaign, and they continued this conspiracy to this day. And when the Senate Judiciary Committee was investigating this Russian collusion hoax, James Comey allegedly perjured himself and obstructed the congressional investigation. Those are very serious felonies, and so there must be accountability for this. I also think there are going to be other criminal probes on Crossfire Hurricane separate from the Eastern District of Virginia, maybe another probe looking at the broader conspiracy.
So, I mean, Mike, there was a lot gone wrong with this whole operation, Crossfire Hurricane. Jim Comey pursued this investigation into investigating Trump colluding with Russia, despite the fact that there was absolutely zero evidence to actually originate an investigation in the first place. Is there criminality there? I mean, putting the lying under oath aside for a moment, is there other criminality that you can look at?
Absolutely. I mean, we have to step back and remember this is the greatest scandal in American history. When
That's
you
right.
have a president of the United States and his top aides and advisors colluding with intel agencies and law enforcement to take out their political enemy, to help their political ally to change the outcome of an election. And when they failed to do that in 2016, they continued this conspiracy to this day to take out President Trump. And so, yes, this is very serious. This is a conspiracy. This is obstruction. This is perjury. This is you can't get more serious than this when you are using intel agencies and law enforcement to rig and steal elections.
It's just unbelievable. And believe me, I understand how big this is. We all lived it together. And I reported at the time that we had no evidence of any Russia collusion. And how did this investigation originate in the first place? But the idea of conspiracy, Mike, I want you to drill down on that for a moment, because when I spoke with John Ratcliffe, who was really the truth teller in all of this, between Devin Nunes and John Ratcliffe, that is the only way the public really got real information. But Ratcliffe told me recently that when you're looking at conspiracy, and it looks like that's what this was, conspiracy against Donald Trump, there is no statute of limitations. Do you agree with that?
Well, you can look at, for example, conspiracy against rights under 18 U.S.C. Section 241. Joe Biden and Jack Smith and their Justice Department is very familiar with conspiracy against rights because it is one of the bogus charges that Jack Smith brought against President Trump for questioning the 2020 election. But what they did was actually a conspiracy against rights when you politicize and weaponize law enforcement and intel agencies to take out your political opponents for non-crimes. That seems like a textbook definition of conspiracy against rights. And generally, there's a 5-year statute of limitations for federal felonies, including conspiracy. But the conspiracy continues to this day. Covering up the conspiracy continues the conspiracy. Yeah. So there's no statute of limitation problem with conspiracy.
So do you expect an indictment of Jim Comey this week?
I hope so, because as the Democrats always say, nobody is above the law. So I would tell James Comey, you better lawyer up, buddy.
All right. We will leave it there and keep watching this incredible story. Mike, thank you. Mike Davis joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.